it's October 10th, regular kids, and we're going to do a learning thing.
Robert,
Let's go with, there is a Robert up there, you are correct. So, handouts for my class. My recommendation is to not get rid of them, but the main one is your short story notes, because I will still be using that throughout the rest of the year. As we go into our next thing with the book we're reading, you're going to have to know exposition, foreshadowing, irony. When we get into our next things in January, I'll be referring back to the exposition. All of those things, as long as you have them memorized, you can throw stuff away, but realize in my class, I keep using those the whole year. Same thing with the actual short stories. I will be making references to those also. So there'll be times coming up where I'll say, hey, in the story of the lottery, how does that connect to the article we're reading today? And if you have a copy of the lottery, you get to look it up. If you don't, then you're going to have to go all digital. So that is up to you as far as the handouts go. You don't ever have to have them like me making you get them out. It is more you get to use them when it still comes time for tests and quizzes, and I will keep making references to them. Skyward is updated. As of now, I have everything on to Skyward, including the test from Friday, and then B points. You now have 15 more B points added to what you had before, which has brought up your totals. You guys are now into the 20s. Drawback with B points is, I assume you get more mature and responsible and smart as the year goes along. So I slightly charge you more points each 9 weeks. So as we get into second 9 weeks, I am more quickly going to charge you points, and the points you lose will cost more, because at some point you should be responsible-ish kids. So anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up as far as that went, as far as the updating things there. And new 9 weeks does start today. Your old grade is gone. We start over with an A+. All we have is this week, we have a homework coming up this week to try and lock in that A+ for my class, but we have no tests or quiz this week or anything like that. You do get a new hall pass, which I'll be giving you in just a second. Tardies do not reset till January. Tardies go for an entire semester. So even though you get new hall passes, tardies do not reset. So if you're sitting at 2 or 3 tardies, it stays that way till January. Robert.
Can I go sit over there now?
No,
Are you
he's
wanting
not
to
sitting by me.
move seats?
Yeah.
Where were you wanting to go?
Right over here.
Yep, you are more than welcome to. You have the point too.
What is it?
Why do you want to sit right there?
Wait.
Why?
Does it cost points?
No.
How many do you have to have?
So again, the way the moving of seats go, take all your stuff.
What?
Is
Is it permanent?
yes, that's how it works. When you have your 50 points, you get every Monday, you have the ability to move a seat if you want. You don't spend the 50, it is an automatic privilege you get of having 50 points. How long does that seat last? Either till the end of the year or until you're an idiot. For some of you, that is all of 3 minutes. For others of you, you'll be in that exact same spot forever. Because I don't do new seats. Pretty much where you are now is where you will be until either the end of the year happens or you're an idiot and I have to move your seats. But Mr. Broviak, you've moved my seat a lot. Yes, I just explained that. All right, we're good to go there.
Can I sit where Chris is sitting?
No, she cannot be moved. You can sit next to Chris, but you can't take Chris's seat.
Sit next to her. No, sit next to her.
Oh, because you wanted to be the door monkey person?
Wait.
I don't want to move.
Done, we
This
can
is
do
my
that.
science.
Chris, you're over one seat. No, we can do that.
Oh, let's
Be
go
for
later.
real.
I have to sit next to her?
I am, like a be real.
Can you do my B-reel after class?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
What,
Right.
miss?
And then I'm going to get to
That's not
this.
fair. I don't
Home
want to
children,
try
I'm going to
touch
pause for a second because it's going to be me. Actually, no, I'll keep it going. I'll hand these things out.
Because now I have to sit closer to Robert.
Yes, that is sort of how seats work. You are correct. With your new hall pass that I am handing out to you, your old yellow hall pass is still good all the way through the end of the year. So if you have it, you can keep using it. Otherwise, you can turn it in for B points if you want. And so you just have to, at the end of class, you put it on the X on my desk, make sure your first and last name is on it. Every blank line gives you an additional 3 points. If the whole thing is blank, you get an additional point, which gives you 10 B points. And so that is up to you. Or you can hold on to it. And you don't have to cash them today. You can wait till next week. You can wait till December. You can wait till March. But once the 9 weeks ends, that pass, you can cash it in or you can keep it. With your new pass, let's see, I think I'm just missing Brovicast.
He's always wrong.
Agreed. I'm just making sure he's my only one.
It's like a tradition.
Why is Brody always
Call it.
No idea.
Oh, he said he can't come to school because he doesn't have a phone.
What?
What?
That's
You
why
can't.
That's why he can't come.
I can't come to school.
When you get this, write name on it, preferably in pen, so that way no one else can take it from you.
You gotta have like one.
Agreed.
I don't have a pen with me.
I have the best pen.
Yonty?
Can I go get my pen? What if I lose mine?
Well, then you won't have it.
Thank you.
You should make one this Oh my god, stop talking about Mario.
Mr. Brovia. So if I go back down to like 49, when I go back to my seat.
You know, it's because you go back to 49 and Bobby.
They only give you one. I think I should have two.
But I like my spot back here.
Yeah, me too.
So, now you have new hall pass that you have hopefully written name on, and that'll be yours to hold on and love and cherish. And again, try not to lose this one. Try to hold on to it somewhere.
Jehovah.
And agreed. And then I can find it for you again. All right. We're good to go there. And so the reason I have you with iPad, it's an optional thing. If you don't know how to find your B points on there, I was going to walk you through how to find your B points on Skyward, because I have kids who keep having issues with it. I will continue posting it here, so if you want to look there, that's fine. But I want to show you how to find it on Skyward to hopefully make life a little bit easier for you. So, when you go to Skyward, step one, you have to hit the little button that says Gradebook. When you hit the button that says Gradebook, it brings up your current grades. This is a kid's grades. I just went in there and took a screenshot of.
Oh.
And so it has current grades are here for the first 9 weeks, so it'll tell you whatever your current grades are. Then find my class. Don't hit that or that. You want to hit the letter. These are actual buttons that you can hit. So you can hit each one of these, and it goes to that class to tell you all of the assignments. If you hit this one, boop, it brings up a list of all of the assignments for my class. Come down to find the one that says behavior points. Here's where it gets a little tricky, because as you come across, you're going to see a thing that looks like it's your behavior point number. It is not. That is the grade percentage, because Skyward thinks that your behavior points are a grade. You have to keep going over where it says out of 15, that's your B points. So here it would be 36 out of 15. A 36 out of 15 is a 240%. So that is your percentage it shows over there. That's what you want to find, the something out of 15. So it'll tell you how many B points you have there. That is what I update every weekend, and so you can find it.
Does it go towards your actual grade?
No, it has no connection at all. So yeah, if you have 0 B points or 1,000 B points, it does not impact your grade at all. Completely different. It just impacts your happiness. What?
An A+.
Right. Sam?
Oh, wait, I forgot. Never mind.
Done. Alright, so we're good to go there. That was all we needed the iPad for. You can put the iPad away. It was just in case some kids wanted to go through and take a look at the thing. Your test. It has officially been graded. I uploaded it. Skyward should be completely up to date with all the information on there to help you out. Excuse me. I did grade it on a curve, which means I took like the highest grade in this class and made it out of that. Because it was 54 points, but that was only if we had a kid get a perfect score. And I do not believe we had anyone in this class get a perfect score. I think the highest we had was like a 52 or a 50. And so yours was out of a 52 or 50 or something like that. And so if you look at it and you have like an A+ on it, congratulations. You are the kid that set the curve. So one kid in here got an A+ on it, and you're the one that set the highest grade. Jehovah.
How did I get 2 B points?
Right. Lance?
Can I check?
Sure, since you haven't done it before. Because you added 15 to what you had before.
You had 16.
17.
17.
Math.
Math's hard.
I know. They should teach it in school. Yeah, you had 17 B points before, and then you added 15 to it.
So where was he in trouble, guys?
Because he refused to do a Simpson sheet. And so he had points, he just refused to do the Simpson sheet, so he just kept sitting there every day.
How was I gaining points?
You had done other things to gain points at some point. And it's just, I was keeping you there because you were being stubborn for some reason. So, I figured so be it. Overall, kids did fairly well. My main thing was making sure you guys understood things like the foreshadowing, irony, exposition, and all that. You guys did well. The biggest takeaway was, one, kids did not read the story while we're trying to take the test. And it was hard to take a test over a story that you have not read. That was obvious. And then the other part from that, no, that was like my main takeaway from it. There was a couple questions that kids struggled on. Those are the only ones I'm going to show you through the whole thing. I'm not going to do the whole test. There was like 5 questions. So question 1, where it said from the story, hey, you down there, what point of view is the story being told in? Most kids got this wrong because they said that it followed both characters. But there was a character in every single scene. The character in every scene was Dora. So it was third limited on Dora. The story opens with Calvin sitting at a kitchen table, and most kids thought that Dora wasn't there, but if you read the third sentence, it says Dora is staring at him, and so they were sitting right across from each other. So Dora was in every scene. So that was the main one that I didn't think was tough, but it was just a matter of the reading and understanding. Question 3 was, how does Dora teach the mole people how to speak? What does she send down into the hole?
Dictionary.
There you go. So that's what I was looking for, is dictionary. Thing is, I don't know what kids put. It tells me that over half the kids put something else. I don't know what a thing is you put. So if you put a thing that was close to dictionary, like I had one kid put small dictionary, I have to predict what you are going to type in. If I don't predict your answer, it does not give you credit. But oftentimes, I will still give you credit. So if you had typed in small dictionary, that gave you a 0. If you email me, I will go back and give you points. If you go, hey, I put small dictionary, I will go look up your test, find yours, and then give you those 2 points back on. But that's up to you to know what you put or to go check and then also email me. I'm happy to fix it for you. Question 8, what is it, the death ray? This was tougher because it never in the story came out and said a flashlight is a death ray. This simply says, I sent down flashlights. He sends back up, why would you send me a death ray? And then there's an argument, and you have to figure out that that's what they're referring to. So the death ray was a flashlight. And again, most kids put like something else. If you put flashlight, but maybe just put like, I don't know, small in front of it or something I did not expect, again, if you email me, I'm happy to give you the points. You just have to let me know to do it. I have until tonight, I can still make changes. After tonight, I cannot change it.
I thought they said that definitely was his gun.
Dogs?
No, the gun.
Oh, yeah, no guns at all. He had guns, but he never sent any down. He sent the flashlights down. Then jumping to 19, this was tough. I gave you guys and Advanced the same question for this one, and they struggled with it just as much. We learned the old man Warner has been through 77 lotteries without ever having won it, which apparently is impressive. Is that foreshadowing, irony, or suspense? Not in the story. In the real world, do you guys want to win a lottery?
Yeah.
Because what do you get?
Money.
In the story, the fact that he's saying, hey, I've not won a lottery, and he's bragging about it, does that tell you something about the lottery? Yeah, it tells you it's bad. So what would that be an example of? Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
The fact that you are given a hint that the lottery is bad, that was supposed to be an example of foreshadowing. I did have a lot of kids put irony, and if you put irony, I think that's not a horrible answer, it's just not the best answer. And I can definitely see why you would think irony. The other ones, not so much. And then 21, which the following was not an example of foreshadowing. Kids miss this one all the time. And it's just one of those thinky things. The town being small had nothing to do with foreshadowing. It was just happened to be a small town. And that goes back to the very first paragraph. They talk about that even large cities do it. They have to take like multiple days. And so the size of the town was not foreshadowing at all. Old Man Warner surviving, we just told you that was foreshadowing. Some towns are giving it up. Well, then if you give up a lottery, that means it's bad. and the boys making piles of rocks, because that would be connected to her prize. So those would all be foreshadowing. The town being small, not so much. Robert.
Couldn't it be like foreshadowing for like how many people have like died with the lotteries?
Because every town does it, and they even say in there that our town is growing so fast, and so they talk about the fact that even with killing a person each year, their town is still growing fast. So it's just a coincidence. It's just a big enough coincidence that throws people off. That was it. Other than that, you guys did pretty well overall. If you had a thing that you thought was a mistake and you email me, I will fix it tonight, and you should be good to go. We are now moving on from short stories to a longer story. We're going to get to a book. I will read about half book with you, and then you'll have some parts that you're going to have to read on your own. Those of you who hate reading, you're in luck. I have recorded myself reading it and posting it to YouTube, and so you can listen to my melodic reading. And so you're more than welcome to do that if you hate reading on your own. This book, I got to choose it. It is not one that got forced on me. I picked a book. And this book deals with a group of kids who feel they're getting bullied at their school, so they create a revenge club to start getting revenge on the popular kids they think are being mean to them. And it's all fun and games until someone dies. And then it's even more fun and games. And so that's the story we're going to get into about the whole idea of getting revenge and having bad things happen. So for here, I want to have a discussion with you guys about the things that connect to book. So this should be on right-hand side of notebook. I believe it's on page 12 for most of you.
You said right side?
No, right side.
Page 10.
Good. And so page 12.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, it's okay. I was just making fun of you. As we go through, you don't have to write that. You are writing your response. Because I'm going to see whether you guys agree or disagree with each one as we go through. 1. I've enjoyed getting revenge on someone in the past. Not counting siblings. Because everyone gets revenge on siblings when they do a thing and then you go put a mouse in their pillow or something like that. That's a whole different issue. I mean like non-family members. Have you enjoyed getting revenge on someone like that? Our whole book is built on the idea of getting revenge on people, so I'm curious to see how much revenging you do. 2, I need to find out where you draw the line on what makes a kid a bad kid. So I picked getting a detention with the principal. If you don't think that makes someone a bad kid, getting a detention with the principal, that's fine. You pick what you think makes someone a bad kid. Because our book gets into these kids who keep saying, I'm a really good kid. I accidentally killed somebody, but I'm a good kid. And so at what point do the things you do make you a bad person? So I'm curious to see what, in your opinion, would make a kid a bad kid. 3, this only really works if you have a kid that bullies you. And if you have a kid that bullies you, that you can put a name to, like, oh, that Joey, every day he's flipping my ear. If you saw that kid getting beat up, would you intervene? Meaning step in and try to help or stop it in some way. So this comes down to, are you a forgiving person? If the person you hate had a bad thing happen to them, would you try to help them, or would you dance on their tears and say, sucks to be you?
I would dance on their tears.
This is where we get to find out how forgiving you guys are.
I'm gonna think we're gonna head.
4, loudly announcing to the whole class that someone has ugly clothes is an example of bullying.
No.
Yes, I am aware that our school has told you it has to be done repeatedly. So let's say that this is done repeatedly. If it has been done more than once, would you still qualify this as an extreme level of bullying?
Not extreme.
Not extreme,
Not
but
extreme.
it could be like a
It's like
middle
mid.
level. Of
So, like, this is
like
what
mid.
one of the kids uses as motivation to put a kid on the revenge list and start doing horrible things to them. So that's what I was trying to get your idea of, do you consider this enough of a bullying to add them to, like, the list?
No.
And then 5, I would report my BFF for doing something majorly bad, no matter the consequences. By majorly bad, I mean like getting them expelled from school kind of bad. And I'm expecting that your BFF is a good kid. Not like, my BFF Joey's a thug, yo. I meant like, I'm saying that your BFF is a good kid that you would never expect to do this, and they do a thing, and you're like, Susie would never. She goes, no, I did that, yeah. And you're like, what? She's like, because that's what happens in the story is best friend does a thing, and he was like, my friend would never. And she's like, yeah, I did that. He's like, what? Then you have a choice to make, because if your friend admits to a crime and you don't turn them in, you also get punished for it as far as the law is concerned. So if they do an expulsion-worthy thing and you don't speak up and it finds out that they did it, you also get expelled. And I'm well aware about snitches and stitches, but at some point it becomes snitches and stitches and you getting expelled. At some point you got to make a choice. Robert?
But how do they know that you didn't like fess up? Like how do they know that?
That's where the story comes in. Who knows? It makes it fun. I'm going to give you a few minutes to write answers. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go back to reading our book, and then we'll come in over here. So pausing. We'll be back to you in just a moment. And we're back. So let's get to discussion thing. One, make sure you still have date and title at the top, so I wouldn't have to be all like grump at you on that one. Okay. So for these, I'm going to see if you agree or disagree with each one, and then we get to have conversation thing. One, I've enjoyed getting revenge on someone in the past. Raise your hand if you agree and disagree.
Wow.
Two, any kid that gets detention with the principal is a bad kid. Agree, disagree. Interesting. Three, I would intervene if I saw my bully getting beat up. Agree,
Wait, what is
means stop it in some way, get involved. Disagree. Four, loudly announcing to the whole class that someone has ugly clothes is an example of bullying. Agree, disagree. All right. And five, I would report my best friend for doing something majorly bad, no matter the consequences. Agree, disagree. All right. So now back to number
Mom
one.
stayed away from all of you guys.
I've enjoyed getting revenge on someone in the past. Thoughts on this one? I'll do like three or four for each one if you have a strong thought.
Can I do each one?
Possibly. There's a lot of people that volunteer. Jehovah.
Yes, I've enjoyed revenge.
So the person that you got revenge on, did they try to get revenge back on you?
Yes.
Because I slapped him.
I have a good reason.
Because that'll be part of what we're going to get into is the idea of getting revenge and then worrying about the revenge. And then it sort of like keeps building from there. Austin?
So there's one kid that's like sitting next to me. He was like being like a little jerk,
Uh-huh.
and so like I hit him in the head
Good job.
with my notebook.
Okay. That's not really revenge.
It's
It's more just
I
hitting
know.
a kid. Riley?
Bro, stop
One
kicking
girl
my
was, like,
chair.
threatening me and stuff. So my family called her parents and said like they were gonna file a complaint or something.
And again,
That's revenge.
I'm not sure that's revenge. That's
Yes,
doing
it is.
That's doing what you're supposed to do. You reported them.
But that's revenge for what they did.
No. I mean, I guess this is my disagreement. Like, that's like following the rules, what you're supposed to do. Like, revenge, you like, you going out and like when she's in the hallway, like you stab her in the back or you start spreading a rumor. Like, that's revenge. What you did was like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Like, you contacted an adult and the adult contacted them and was like, hey, stop your turd child. It's like, I guess I just see it differently as less revengey and more just like what you're supposed to do. Yanti?
Said exactly what I was gonna say. The one where someone spread a rumor about you, so I spread a rumor about them.
That would be more revenge. Because that's not going through like Riley did, went through adults in the right way.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, how dare you be a good person?
Bro, some people punch me in the stomach so I block his face.
Right, that would probably be the
What?
not so
Is that
good part.
revenge?
No, revenge, that's more just fighting.
Well,
Revenge is usually more of a slower, thought out, you get them back, they might not know it was you. If like, yeah, I was in the hallway and some kid punched me, so I hit him with a chair, that's not revenge, that's getting in a fight.
Wait,
So
is
there's
this
a
revenge?
difference.
Is this revenge? Okay, so somebody slapped me out of the when we was going out of four pack. So he slapped me. Then the next day he forgot about it. So I came to him and slapped him in front of his parents. That was revenge.
That would be closer to revenge. Not sure that's flex worthy, but that at least is revenge. Alright, we're going to go to number 2. That was plenty of people there. So, your definition of what makes a kid bad. So this is more, I'm curious to see what you guys think makes a person a bad kid. Wait, back up. Do we have bad kids at our school?
yes.
I just want to make sure that we are in agreement on that one. Robert?
So number 2, I said I disagree because the kid in detention could have been like framed or.
Nope, not framed. Because we're not. they did a thing. We're not trying to weasel our way out. They did a thing.
Oh, they actually.
Yeah, this is not I was innocent and I was saving a puppy and they didn't. No. The kid did it. And he goes, yeah, I did it.
Okay, I actually make up my mind.
Okay.
I agree because if the kid did something really, really bad, then they are really bad.
Really bad equals really bad. I can follow that math. Riley.
So, I disagree because, like, say that Sam hit me, then I hit him back, but they didn't see when Sam hit me, so I went to the principal's office and got detention. But they didn't see the first part.
But you still hit a kid.
I know they didn't see the first part of it.
But you still hit a kid.
Here, I got it.
I mean, you're trying to justify it, but you still
The
did a
second
thing.
person always gets caught.
I mean, you're just
Unless
saying
it's-
that Sam should also be going down to the office and that Sam should also be the bad kid. That doesn't take you not being a bad kid.
Bro, why
Interesting.
me? It's a bit
Hypothetically. We didn't say this Sam. There's a lot of Sams in the world
They finna
Sam
watch me.
Hawkins.
that make poor choices in my class with 3 other kids that all drag each other down. Jehovah!
Bet. Hypothetically speaking, right? Okay, I said I disagree because not every kid is bad. Not every kid goes to the principal's office like for being bad or whatever. But when you said like they did a thing, so no, they could have did it on accident. So like in Mrs. Melanie's room, like she had a shower thing,
Yeah, the
whatever.
little thing.
And you can pull it and it comes down and the kid got suspended or whatever.
That's not on accident.
But he did it on accident because he like.
No,
He
did it
walked
on
by
purpose. He did
and
it on
pulled it.
purpose.
But he didn't know it was gonna come down like
Yes,
that.
he did.
Yes, he did.
Hey,
Oh, he
calm
did.
down. I'm speaking. Hypothetically speaking.
If it had been accidentally and it just caught on his hair as he walked by.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, right? Me, I did a thing, but like I didn't try to do the thing, or I did it on accident. And I go to Mr. Butt's office, and I tell him I didn't try to do it. You know, then he probably will like look at the camera and see what it did. You know, I probably will get in trouble.
What'd you do?
It's butts.
I said hypothetically.
What you listen?
Okay, I'm done.
Hypothetically, Jehovah piled everything on top of his desk and closed his notebook and then lost points. And then that was a hypothetical thing because Jehovah would never do that. But other kids, you never know what they might do.
Who did it?
I don't know. If it helps, that other kid who tried to throw you under the bus made the same choice.
Who?
Who knows? It could be anybody. There's so many choices out there.
Should that be Chris and Jehovah lose points too?
What?
No. Were you not in here?
I remember close my notebook.
No, but the fact that I said when one of you picks a fight and starts arguing, I charge all 4 of you points now. Because I got tired.
Lost a point for that?
No, that would just be a her issue. It's when as soon as you guys start doing the arguing and fighting, I just charge all 4 of you points.
Wait, how many did I lose from this?
It's just the one. Until I look over there and see you haven't put your stuff back out, and I charge you a point each time.
It's not even on my desk.
I know, but you don't have a notebook
How
out
many
either.
points did I lose?
Just the one.
You know, I put out.
Oh, that's the point.
Well, can I talk?
I lost 4.
Austin, what's up?
Alright, I disagree because if you defend yourself like in self-defense, like if a kid hits you and like you like start like killing him, like for self-defense.
So it sounds like you guys are trying to find a lot of weasel way out of things. To try and find ways
no,
to
if
make
Sam
excuses.
hit me and like he started repeatedly hitting me,
Right.
and I just like bashed his head in.
What if we said Sam didn't write sentences but just put agree or disagree for each one as opposed to explaining things?
I did that for writing later.
Okay.
So I should know.
Well, you should do your work now, Sam.
Bro, shut
Wesley.
up.
So, alright, which one are we on again?
3. 2, sorry.
Okay.
You're ready to go to 3.
Gar.
What if a kid like trips or something and
No.
you're supposed to
Sebastian,
help and stop?
and we're not doing any of the accidental things. I was trying to figure out what you guys qualified someone as a bad kid. Sebastian, we're going to number 3. I'm moving on from you guys finding excuses. I would intervene if I saw. Now we're skipping down. 4. I'm going to go to that one. What you guys qualify as bullying, because apparently we have some issues with that in this class where we just like to yell out random things to try and get other kids in trouble. So we'll sort of see where we qualify bullying there. Sebastian?
I disagree because you're saying pretty close to the class. would be
Be nice.
would really be bullying. It'd just be annoying.
Alright, I guess I can see the annoying on that one. Chris?
So, I don't think it would be bullying unless like they're continually doing it. But they might be right. They might have a
Does that make a difference if they're right or not?
No, but like still.
Just checking to see if you were trying to qualify that as an okay thing. Robert?
I just created this as bullying because in the local dictionary it says that bullying is repetitive.
Oh my
Good for the
god.
school then. Correct. But I wanted your guys', not the school's.
Okay, but it's still my opinion because bullying means very repetitive.
That's what you just.
So if they do it every day, does that qualify? Because we said they did this every day. Or repeatedly.
Wait, if they do it every
They
day,
do it repeatedly.
that is
See that?
So,
He just touched my feet.
Sam,
Is he not gonna get in
he
trouble?
dropped a pencil.
He
Yeah, no, I dropped it.
All I saw was his hand go for it and it fall out of his hand.